guys, today I'm going to show you how to make this bass sound you hear. It's very popular. It's kind of like one of those intro type of feels. Anyway, so I'll let you hear it for a bit and then I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so I don't know how that sounds on your speakers or whatever you're listening to this video on, but it's for the most part very subby and very low end. Well, I mean, it has some mid-range. Yeah, that'd be very mid-range, but it has a lot of lows. So anyway, let me show you what I did here. It's a very simple patch. It's just one oscillator, which is pretty much a square saw. So you're gonna bring the wavetable down all the way down to mostly square. So right there, I'll zoom in on that for you. You want to hold down Option. So you're probably at 0 right now. You just hold down Option, drag down until you get -12. You can do that like that. It just goes up and down octaves. It's really cool. I show people that trick all the time, and they're always like, "What?" Anyway, and intensity all the way up, amp all the way up, and oscillator 1 is going between filter 1 and 2, so evenly going into those. And let's go into our modulation oscillator. So we're going to take this down 2 octaves. We're going to put a little bit of phase on it, so just right there on 1. And I selected bright noise, so the amp is kind of pointing right here, colors all the way up, and it's going into filter 1 and 2 evenly, same as the feedback, which is just pointing at A. And let's see, we're not using these inserts. Let's do voicing real quick. So you're gonna want to have 16:4 on poly, or you could bring it down to mono. But there must have been a reason why I put it to poly, so for safety, just put it there. But note that you could have it on either of these two. And for pitch cutoff, I have it on, and I think it's barely, like, let me see, nope, so it's all the way cranked up, which is weird. I don't know why I did that. This is an old patch anyway. So then you turn on pan position and fully and put it on full, not full invert. You can have it on full invert, depends what you want, but I put it on full because I'm a fool. Let's see the routing. On this one, just make sure that B is oscillator 1 going into FX, and that insert 2 is right here and not after filter 2, and insert 1 is after filter 1, and feedback is back here. Some people always say, oh, that they didn't get things right in them. I'm like, oh, must be your routing or whatever, because sometimes people have different versions of Massive, so whatever. And for filter 1, we're going to select a daft filter. We're going to bring the cutoff all the way up, and we're going to leave the reso kind of pointing at between the A and N, and this is cranked all the way up, and so is filter 2. They're both cranked all the way up, and the mix 1 and 2 is mostly here at mix 1, so I'll zoom in on that for you. Serial and parallel, that's all the way down. Filter 2 scream, and that's all the way up. Scream is kind of pointing a little bit beneath 9 o'clock. Reso's down all the way. And of course you might have noticed that I threw a macro onto these, so I just grabbed a 2 and I brought it all the way up, or all the way down I should say, so that way I could sort of play around with the cutoff. And let's see, for my LFO, I just dropped one in. Really, from the looks of it, the rate and everything is kind of where it is at default. Let me see that. Yeah, it's at default, so I just dropped one in, literally. So that's that. And that, let me see, maybe I did something else. And for your fourth envelope, just make sure it looks like mine, so observe my knobs and such. Oh, I do have a little bit of reverb, so dry wet's kind of right there, size is here, no EQ, no FX2. Very simple patch, really. and it gets you a big sound. And I'm playing like a E2 around there, and E3 is still high, and then later on I play very down like a E1, so that way you figure out the notes I'm using. And I added a sub underneath that, so this is just a good thing you might want to copy down too, to have a nice sub patch. I sometimes layer this under kicks, layer this under bass lines, or anything that I want to have like an extra subby punch. So some people use one oscillator for subs. I use two in this instance. So they're just both sine squares. So right there, sine square, mostly on the sine, so kind of down a bit. And this is down an octave, this is down 2 octaves. Amp is on the first octave, kind of pointing around here. Intensity all the way up. Amp is cranked all the way on the second one, intensity all the way up. And there's no filters, no FX, no envelopes. Let's see, take notice that this fourth envelope, which is your like amp envelope, is the level is this level is cranked all the way, so make sure you got that. For voicing, it's on 1, it's on poly. None of this stuff is on oscillator, nothing's going on there. Routing, my routing for this one is the default, so just new sound, you probably have the same stuff I do. Insert and insert 2 are after their filters, 1 and 2. And feedback, ooh, I have a little bit of that. So feedback is on barely beneath this arrow. No noise, so that's it. That's just a sub. I'm playing it right now. I don't know if you could hear that, but it depends on your monitors or whatever you're listening to this on. So you pretty much just end up with this sound when you layer those. Alright guys, so thanks for watching. I hope this helped you kind of figure out those electro house types of basses. Really kind of like the starting point. From here there's still a lot of tweaking and distortion you can add on and processing. These are my starting points. So hope you like that, and peace out.